Guinness World Records acknowledges Prince Harry. My family, meet your new world record holder, Prince Harry himself, the Duke of Sussex. Now, the Guinness World Records posted a tweet on its official Twitter account saying this, and I quote, "Congratulations to Prince Harry, whose memoir Spare has become the fastest selling non-fiction book of all time. My family, let me read, the link to an article attached by the Guinness World Records." Wow, my family. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of Prince Harry. Now, my family, so Prince Harry's Tell All Memoir Spare has become the fastest selling non-fiction book of all time after shifting 1.43 million copies during its first day on sale in the UK, US, and also Canada. The record was previously held by Barack Obama's fourth book, A Promised Land, which sold 887,000 copies during its release day. Now, Spare's superlative sales figures are made even more impressive when considering the fact that it was leaked 5 days early in Spain. This meant that most of the revelations contained within, including details of Harry's drug use and a fight with his older brother William, made headlines worldwide before the book officially hit shelves on 10th of January. However, it's entirely possible that these juicy details actually spurred more people to buy Spare, not less. The first full day of sales of Spare represents the largest first day sales total for any non-fiction book ever published by Penguin Random House, the book's publisher confirmed in a statement. My family, I am proud. My family, these are the moments that I wanted to be a part of, and I'm happy to be a part of. Now, Prince Harry promoted the book heavily before its release by giving interviews on ITV, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, 60 Minutes, and also Good Morning America. And during his chat with Stephen Colbert, Harry replied, of course, when asked if the royal family were engaged in an active campaign to undermine the book. Harry said, of course. Harry also agreed that the British press were being aided and abetted by his family in order to attack him and his wife Meghan Markle. Prince Harry also said that, and I quote, "We would not have got to this moment when asked what things would be like if his mother, Princess Diana, was still alive. There is no way that the distance between my brother and I would be the same," he added. Spare was launched in the US with a print run of 2 million copies, and a second print run has now been scheduled in order to meet the huge demand. My family, let me go to why exactly, my family, why I have to speak about being so happy for Harry's success, my family. There was a point in Prince Harry's memoir where he said some deeply emotional things that I want to share with you right now, my family, that will explain to you exactly why I just want to see this man prosper. Where every single milestone like this one being recognized by the Guinness World Records. Why I mark this milestone by Harry and Meghan? Because this is a story by Harry But guess what, my family? It's also a story in which Meghan has been a huge part of, and that's why I say that, it's about Harry and also Meghan. And my family, I want you to hear this deeply, deeply emotional part, a painful part in Harry's memoir Spare that shows you of the many, many painful experiences they endured together with Meghan at the hands of the farm. My family, it shows you the love that Harry and Meghan have for each other is true and real. The things they're about to go through together could break any couple, but not Harry and Meghan. They still stick together, loving each other, because they know what they've been through together. My family, and they have been through a lot. As you hear what I'm just about to read you, an excerpt from Harry's memoir Spare, my family, it's clear, crystal clear, that Harry and Meghan have been through it all. My family, hear about the cruelty of Charles. Hear about the cruelty of the farm. Please hear this kindly. And I quote Harry's memoir Spare. Sadly, we were going to have to flee. We'd need to find somewhere new, and soon. And that would mean paying for our own security. Harry and Meghan did not just leave the UK. They fled the UK. They were running for their lives. And even after they left, the farm still never stopped hounding them. My family, let me continue. I went back to my notebooks. I started contacting security firms again. My family, this is so painful. This is just so painful. This part is just so painful. I went back to my notebooks, started contacting security firms again. Meg and I sat down. No, you know what? I want you to visualize it in your mind as I read you this. Both Harry and Meghan together, as a couple, as husband and wife, as father and mother. Visualize this in your head. At home, wherever you are, visualize this. Please allow me to read this kindly. And I quote, Meg and I sat down to work out exactly how much security we could afford and how much house. Exactly then, while we were revising our budget, word came down. Pa, meaning Charles, was cutting me off. I recognized the absurdity. A man in his mid-30s being financially cut off by his father. But Pa wasn't merely my father. He was my boss, my banker, my comptroller, keeper of all the purse strings throughout my adult life. Cutting me off, therefore, meant firing me without redundancy pay. My family, Tyler Perry said Harry and Meghan have been through abuse. They have been through abuse. They have experienced abuse. And that's what Harry and Meghan have gone through together as a couple. Regardless of who you are or what you believe in, you must understand one thing. What happened to Harry and Meghan was unfair, deeply, deeply unfair. Imagine putting someone in danger in the first place by lying about them, by sending the hounds tabloid media to go after them. And then, after doing all of that, then you take away that person's security. My family, sometimes you ask how, but it reminds you of exactly the cruelty that even the late Diana talked about when she spoke of the farm, when she spoke of courtiers, the men in grey suits. My family, it tells you really about exactly what the late Diana said was true. What Harry and Meghan are saying is true. And this is a fight for their lives. This is a fight for their safety. It pains me reading this excerpt from Harry's Home&SPARE, but I have to read it so you understand even more why I become overjoyed when I see Harry and Meghan thrive, when I see Harry and Meghan succeed, because of these painful moments that I've seen clearly. Harry detailing exactly what he and Meghan experienced, what both he and Meghan experienced, my family. Please continue hearing this, please. And I quote from Spare Memoir. Cutting me off, therefore, meant firing me without redundancy pay and casting me into the void after a lifetime of service. More, after a lifetime of rendering me otherwise unemployable. I felt fatted for the slaughter, circled like a veal calf. I never asked to be financially dependent on par. My family, let me pause there first of all. When Harry said that he had been cut off, he was mocked really by carnival so-called experts. And I saw him being mocked by some of them, complaining that, saying that, hey, look, this is a man in his mid-30s. How can he, in his 30s, how can he complain about being cut off by his dad? They said, go get a job. My family, you are hearing from Harry, it is not his fault. That was the arrangement within the institution. It is done to control members of the royal family. He who controls the purse strings controls you, controls what you do, my family. That is what happens, my family. And you're hearing that from Prince Harry himself, which is true. My family, that is what happened to Prince Harry. So him being mocked over saying what he said about, being cut off by Charles. My family, what they were doing was cruelty. What they were doing is trying to, control Harry, to get him to come back, alone with his wife and son. That is what they wanted. For him to resume his role of being the scapegoat, taking everything for every single person. That is what was happening as they fed him to the wolves, my family. That is what was happening. As Harry said that in his memoir, that I felt fatted for the slaughter. That was what was basically happening, And Harry said that I'd been forced into this surreal state, this unending Truman Show, in which I almost never carried money. I never carried money. I never owned a car. I never carried a house key. I never once ordered anything online. I never received a single box from Amazon. Almost never traveled on the underground. My family, reading this is painful, really. It's so painful to read you this, but I have to read it. I have to read this excerpt from Harry's Home&SPARE. For those who have read already, you might have come across this part. You must have come across this part, actually. How did you feel when you read this part? How did you feel when you read this part by Prince Harry? Of how both he and Meghan were looking at just how much they could afford. All because they simply say no to abuse. Meghan took so much abuse, the point that she wanted to take her own life. I mean, who can blame Meghan Markle for simply saying, I'm a human being. I want to be treated as a human being. Because every day, while in the UK, Meghan was being dehumanized every single day. Being abused every single day. And they never ever thought that Harry would leave. They thought that Meghan would leave, but never ever thought that Harry would leave. The expectation for Meghan to leave, not for Harry. And even Harry said it recently. My family, Harry said that they thought Meghan would leave because that was the expectation. Who can put up with what Meghan has put up with? I mean, let's be honest. The answer is no one. No one can put up with it. And no one should ever have to be told to put up with it. No one should experience what Harry and Meghan have experienced. This hate campaign, this hounding that has been relentless by the UK press against both Harry and Meghan. No one should ever have had to go through what both Harry and Meghan have gone through as a couple. And as you can see, it is not Harry's fault, really. This is the system that he was born in, As Harry said that, this unending Truman Show, the reason they deprived them of the chance of, being able to do all of this, even owning your own car, carrying your own money, carrying a house key. The reason they deprived them of all of this is because they wanted control. It's because of this game, this contract that they have with the media, the palace has with the media, that always they have to get opera, like some form of show with members of the royal family, bully and attack members of the royal family, and make a profit from it. That is what they normally do. And they bullied and pushed and pushed and pushed, the point that Harry and Meghan were fed up and they wanted to leave. And they were told, listen, you can't do this. Harry then said that, how bad does it have to get? Meghan wanted to take her own life, And yet, time and time again, the farm would not call off its hounds. Time and time again, despite Harry's constant pleas, they still would not call off its hounds. I mean, how much more can any single person take, really? We all have our limits. And Harry and Meghan reached their limits. They tried so hard. But eventually, when you see that everything, is against you, when you see what Meghan saw, that the lies won't stop, even you would want a way out. And that's what they wanted, a way out. And the farm then took everything from, Harry. Charles cut him off completely. Charles would not take Harry's phone calls because the goal was for Harry to come back begging. Even, when you hear Harry's perspective of what happened to them, you understand why the media were creating those, mock cartoons featuring, Harry and Meghan begging for money, or Harry coming back to beg money from Buckingham Palace, and him being unrecognizable. You get to understand, where it came from, because that is what they wanted. That is what they anticipated would happen. That was the goal, for him to come and beg for money. And that's why when they see Prince Harry, sign a deal with Netflix. When they see Meghan sign a deal with Spotify, they become upset because the goal was for them to fail, not for them to succeed, not for Harry and Meghan to thrive. That wasn't the goal. And that's one of the reasons why I'm always rooting for Harry and Meghan. That is one of the reasons why I root for them every single day, because I want to see them succeed. I want to see them thrive. I want to see them happy each and every single day of their life, because they deserve it. Because they deserve it after everything they have been through, after everything they have endured. They deserve to be happy because they have been through it all, my family. You know? Let me read this, please. My family, this is painful. Hear this, please. Once at Eton, on a theatre trip, Sponge, the papers called me. But there's a big difference between being a sponge and being prohibited from learning independence. My family, this is an abusive, toxic environment that Harry has been in for quite a long time. From being physically assaulted at the place he was staying, a small cottage, by William, it's clear that what Harry has been through all of his life has truly been, he has been abused. Just as Tyler Perry said, it's been domestic violence, my family. No one deserves this. And they are prohibited from learning to be independent on their own. That you had to depend on Charles. You had to depend on the one who has, is in charge of the purse strings. That's Charles. And Charles dictates to you what to do, what not to do. And what does Charles do in his deal with the press? He hands over stories about William and Harry when they were young because he wants good press. An environment of toxicity. Your son wants no part of them. But then for you, Charles, as being Charles, you want good press. And tabloids are telling you, we want stories about your son. So what does the Charles do? Charles gives them stories about, his son. That's what he does. And Camilla sees the same thing. Camilla says that if Charles does it to his own sons, why not me as well? So Camilla, dangerous Camilla, also does the exact same thing. She also leaks stories against Harry and also against Meghan in the future also. After Harry then met Meghan and they saw just how famous, how popular they were becoming. Jealousy. That is the story of the farm. Jealousy. My family, I am always thankful that Harry took his wife and children away from the UK. I am thankful to see Harry and Meghan thrive. I am thankful that their projects are becoming so successful. Each and every single one of them. Like every single day is a new record, a new record broken. My family, they are even being recognized by the Guinness World Records. My family, I am reveling in this moment. I am happy to see Harry and Meghan thrive. My family, please hear this, please, also. From HOME&SPARE memoir. After decades of being rigorously and systematically infantilized, I was now abruptly abandoned and mocked for being immature, for not standing on my own 2 feet. My family. Do you see that? Do you see that? Even Harry knows that he was being mocked for something that wasn't even his fault, really. It wasn't. Because if Harry even tried to get a job, while being the spare, you do know what would have happened. Oh, he's cashing in. Look at him. He's cashing in. The tabloids would have had a field day. I mean, that's what they do normally. When they see someone trying to get a job or, kind of apply for a trademark, oh, look, he's cashing in. The goal is not to make them, the lesser, the ones who are down in the line of succession below Charles, William, George. The goal is to ensure that they can't be independent. The goal is to ensure that they depend on the more senior members of the farm. And that dependence, my family, that dependence is a problem. It's a really, really big problem. Imagine right now if Harry and Meghan are back in the UK. And now William and Kate Middleton are now the Prince and Princess of Wales. How much money do you think that William will be happy to give Harry? To sustain Harry? How much really? After how they poorly treated Meghan Markle, do you think that they would give Harry any money? The thing is, that is the arrangement. That is how it's supposed to be. If hypothetically, Harry was still back in the UK and never left, that is what, would be happening right now, really. He would have to depend on money, funds from, William's mood, really. Would be the one that determines how much Harry would receive. And clearly, they always maintained that there was no money for Meghan Markle. Time and time again, Meghan paid for the furniture at Former Cottage. Meghan practically paid for everything, really. Her clothes. And yet someone out there calls her a gold digger. If she is one, then she's not good at the job. She's not good at doing what you accuse her of being. She isn't good at it, really. Because how can you be a gold digger and pay for the furniture? How can you be a gold digger and pay for everything? Pay for your clothes, pay for your outfits, pay for everything, really. How? How can you be, really? Because Meghan paid for everything. My family. And that's why I root for Harry and Meghan so hard. I want them to succeed. The biggest revenge is success. And seeing Harry recognized by the Guinness World Records is a joy to watch. It's a joy to watch, My family, please hear this also, this final part kindly, before I end this podcast. The question of how to pay for home and security kept Meg and me awake at nights. We could always spend some of my inheritance for mommy, we said, but that felt like a last resort. We saw that money as belonging to Archie and his sibling. My family, that is the heart of Harry and Meghan. That is the tremendous amounts of stress that they were put through by the farm. My family, that is what they put them through. And that tells you why the tabloid media was so angry when Harry, purchased their first home. When Harry managed to get a hold of his first actual home that he owns himself with his wife Meghan. It tells you why they were so angry about it. Saying 19 bathrooms, $14 million, mansion, which increases in prices every single time based on the anger of the UK media. My family, it tells you why they were so angry about it. Seeing Harry even get his first home with Meghan, it told you why they were so angry about it, my family. Because they knew what life as a spare meant for Harry. He couldn't get anything, and they expected him to get nothing. My family, God is good. God is good, and God helped Harry and Meghan get, their first home in Montecito, and now they live in a great, great mansion that tabloid media are so jealous about. in a great community of Montecito, they're angry about that, my family, because the goal was for Harry to fail. The goal was for Meghan to fail, and that Harry comes back with a tail between his legs and begs. That is what they wanted. And clearly, that isn't happening. So my family, and that's why, time and time again, I will root for Harry and Meghan. That's why every single milestone achieved by Harry and Meghan, I'll be here to applaud them, my family, and cheer for them. Harry, Meghan, Harry, Meghan, Harry, Meghan, each and every single time. That's how important it is to me. And after reading Spare, you'll understand even much, much more of exactly the pain that Harry and Meghan endured. It was immense, and they did not deserve it. My family, now I want to hear your opinion, please. With that, and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and support our Evergreen family on YouTube. And stay tuned to our next video. My family, what do you think about this amazing milestone? Harry has been recognized by the Guinness World Records. What do you think about this new record? Harry is a record holder, and we are so proud of him, my family. Harry is a record holder, and we are so proud of him. A world record holder. May God bless him immensely. And may God keep blessing Harry, Meghan, Archie, Libedana, and Dory Raglan. And all of you members of the squad at home. And please stay tuned to our next video. Love you, always and forever. Hate never wins, love wins. And throughout many difficulties, Harry and Meghan's love story has truly withstood a lot. And they are stronger each and every single day. My family, and may God bless them immensely. Stay tuned to our next video. Love you, always and forever. Harry loves Meghan, and Meghan loves Harry. Stay tuned to our next video. Hello, members of Zesco Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of Zesco Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great day, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like, and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.